Contenders, let's see if you're hot enough to melt the ice today.
Today on American Gladiators, Jonnie Jonckowski is her name, riding bulls is her claim to fame. She's rough and she's tough and ready to ride them in Gladiator Arena.
Going out here is just like another day at the office. It'll be great.
Jonnie must face Tampa's Patti Stevenson, phys ed teacher and all-around athlete.
They almost fall in the round I call.
On the men's side, Randy Jones. He lays pipe 10 hours a day and plays as hard as he works. But Kieth Collins is no slouch. The native New Yorker works the graveyard shift and then goes straight to the gym. 4 contenders go head-to-head in a den full of gladiators.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Gladiator Arena in Los Angeles, California, here are your American Gladiators. Turbo, Ice, Gemini, Diamond, Thunder, Zap, Laser, Gold, Nitro, and Flame. The Samuel Goldwyn Company presents the American Gladiators. Let the games begin.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley. Glad you could join us for another edition of the American Gladiators. Our preliminary round is underway, and once again, 4 contenders, 2 men and 2 women, will be putting forth their best efforts trying to advance to the second round of competition. Now, as far as the Gladiators are concerned, well, one has fallen by the wayside due to injury. For more on that, let's go to my co-host, Larry Zonka. He's standing by in the Gladiator locker room. Larry?
Well, Mike, we're all saddened by the loss of Lace to an injury, but at the same time, we're delighted to see an old friend back, Diamond. Diamond, how are you going to do this year?
Well, I'm going to do very well. I'm going to give it my best, and I'm going to shine better than last year.
Back to you, Mike.
All right, Diamond, we'll hold you to your word, but up now, men's Powerball.
And Mike, let's meet our men contenders. First up is Randy Jones, who comes to us from Hernando Beach, Florida. 28 years old, 160 pounds, and he's a pipe layer. Our other contender is Kieth Collins, 26 years old, 210 pounds, comes to us from the Bronx, New York, and he's a maintenance engineer.
And Larry will have to do some fancy engineering to get by the likes of Turbo, Thunder, and Gemini. Once again, the contenders have 45 seconds to score as many goals as they can. Powerball is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power, super power. Each goal scored in those outside cylinders worth 2 points. A goal in the center cylinder worth 3. Nice move by Randy Jones. Totally faked out Turbo. Kieth Collins jams one home. Kieth turned in a 4.740 time during the tryout, so he's got plenty of quicks, Larry.
And Randy scores again, super nat. Mark one up for the super nat. What he lacks in size, he makes up for with speed, but he pays the price occasionally.
Randy Jones, just 160 pounds, faring well here in Powerball. Seconds remain now. Another great move, but this time Turbo wraps him up and slams him down. And that is it.
Mike, we nicknamed him the Super Nat. As the Gladiators celebrate a little bit, and here's why. He uses that speed because he lacks the size.
Larry, that was against man-to-man coverage. Watch here with the double team. This is called the Randy Jones sandwich. Larry?
Randy, you got your first taste of combat with the Gladiators. How was it?
It was fabulous. Just strictly fabulous. It's unbelievable. I love them. They're big boys. They can hurt you. They can hurt you bad.
Fortunately for Randy, this was one body slam that he got up and walked away from. Well, the women have emerged from the locker room now, and they are ready to play Powerball.
First up, we have a shot of Patti Stevenson putting on our helmet. She comes to us from Clearwater, Florida, 25 years old, 145 pounds, and a phys ed teacher. And down at the other end of the court, we have our lady bull rider, Jonnie Jonckowski. Comes to us from Billings, Montana, 36 years old and 140 pounds, and one tough gal.
And toughness, the credo that our 3 gladiators live by, Zap, Gold, and Blaze. Once again, 45 seconds to score as many times as they can.
Jonnie right off the bat puts one in.
And Patti with a quick move right out of the barrel, Larry.
Jonnie getting a little bulldog action from Blaze and scores in the center pop, and I'm not sure she wasn't out of bounds.
I'll tell you, any pounding that Jonnie takes here is nothing compared to the pounding she takes in bull riding. Nice goal there by Patti Stevenson. And look at Gold try to hog tie her, and that polishes Jonnie off.
2-on-2.
You know, 2 years ago, Jonnie fractured her lower arm in 12 places. She is still kind of recovering from that injury. And that is it. The 45 seconds is over.
And Patti Stevenson picks up 3 goals and wins it 6-5. And Jonnie, although having problems with her arm right here, displays a lot of strength. Blaze goes up high, tries to sling her down, but Jonnie bulls through and scores 3 points in that center cylinder.
And Jonnie, you wanted to know what the bull feels like when you're doing the riding? Well, take a look. Gold going along for the ride. Great game of Powerball.
Big. Yeah. Is she the bull rider?
In this men's preliminary round, Randy Jones has a 2-point lead over Kieth Collins after one event. They are set now for assault, and manning the cannon for the Gladiators is Nitro. A contender can earn 1 point for each weapon they successfully engage, or 10 points for hitting the target located above the Gladiator.
Randy Jones, certainly not one of our fastest contenders with 4.9 speed, but blessed with quick feet.
As far as the Gladiators are concerned, Nitro with one of the better winning percentages among the Gladiators, batting over 500. He also has the fastest kill, 10 seconds.
Ready?
Right off the bat, that could be Nitro's quickest kill.
Randy Jones.
Randy Jones is out and out quickly.
Randy's quick feet might well have worked against him. Look at the bottom left corner of your screen. You'll see Randy literally run into the ball. Great timing by Nitro.
How quick was Nitro's win? How about this? A new assault record, just 2 seconds to polish off Randy Jones. So Kieth Collins will certainly try to last longer than that, the former United States Marine. Here he is during one of his tours of duty, and they say that the Marine Corps builds men. I guess so. Kieth now a devotee of bodybuilding.
Like he's got a lot of beef and he's got to move it quickly. Let's see if he's also got the quicks.
Larry, 210 pounds of beef. He ran a 4.740 in the contender tryouts, but as you know so well, there's a difference between straight-ahead speed and quickness. Kieth has made his way to station number 2 safely. How's he look, Larry?
Mikey's making a serious mistake when he goes station to station. He turns his head away from the gun. He's not looking at the balls that are coming at him. He's going to get awfully tense down here close in.
Well, he's reached station number 3, so he's got 3 points. And he's a lucky man. You're right about that, Larry. He's completely turning his head away from Nitro. Not too much time left for Kieth Collins. 15 seconds.
Nitro is coming awfully close, but no cigar.
Less than 10.
7, 6,
He can
5.
scramble across the finish line. He can get another
he
point.
got him at the corner.
But Nitro gets him in the corner.
Nitro, a hunter in waiting, knowing that Kieth was going to come open a little bit at the corner. Took the big shot, timed it up beautifully.
Now, Kieth was awarded an additional point here. His weapon misfires. It never did go off, so our referee gave him a total of 5 points. Now Kieth leads 7-4. The women are next. Ice taking off her warm-up jacket, ready to man that cannon that fires tennis balls in excess of 100 miles an hour. Her adversary, Patti Stevenson, who leads Jonnie Jonckowski by 1. She was a member of the rifle team at the University of Central Florida, and guess who Patti wants to beat?
I would really like to best Ice. I mean, she's the biggest girl out there, and she's tough as nails, and if I could take her out, then I know that I'm on top.
Not an easy job to take out Ice. Look at her record in assault.
It'll take more than an ordinary contender to melt her.
Again, turning her head, looking at the safety zone she's running to instead of watching the end of the cannon.
Again, a contender given a point for every weapon they successfully engage or shoot.
Oh, got her.
She didn't get the crossbow off, and she didn't get to safe zone number 4 because Ice has another kill. Patti did pick up 3 points, but here's the accuracy of Ice once again. Jonnie Jonckowski is up next, and in a couple of weeks, she will be inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame, our 36-year-old bull rider from Billings, Montana.
Nicknamed Jumping Johnny from her high jumping days back in high school. We know she can jump. We know she can ride. Let's see if she can shoot.
Ready?
Great shot over Johnny's shoulder. You see just what she's seeing. She's playing it smart.
That's why Ice has that 6-1 record.
She's looking upfield all the time, watching the muzzle of that cannon in Ice's hand.
Well, she's picked up 2 points for successfully engaging 2 weapons. Now 3. That shot with the cannon just high of the mark. You know, Johnny's smiling, Larry. She's got a big smile on her face.
She's a little nervous, but she seems to be enjoying it.
Ice's cannon seems to be jammed. 12 seconds to go. And all of a sudden it works again. Johnnie, perhaps lulled into a false sense of security, gets picked off. She does come up with 3 points, and after 2 events, she's tied with Patti Stevenson at 9. So that wraps that up. But up next, Blaze is getting wrapped up because we've got Breakthrough and Conquer up next. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, where Thunder and Turbo are ready for Breakthrough and Conquer. Here, a contender can earn a maximum of 6 points, 3 for being successful in Breakthrough, 3 for being successful in Conquer. Kieth Collins has a 3-point lead over Randy Jones. He's up first. Here's his strategy.
With Breakthrough, the technique that I'm going to use with Breakthrough would be a little shake and bake and fake.
He could ache because Turbo is undefeated in Breakthrough.
Ready?
There's the shake, there's the bake, but no fake, and Turbo drives him out of bounds.
Well, Mike, I don't know about that shake and bake stuff, but here's the Turbo smash, and it's effective.
Ouch.
Wait for my whistle.
On to the Conquer ring now against Thunder. Again, they have 10 seconds to knock any portion of Thunder's body outside that ring.
But Thunder's not giving up any portions.
How'd you like to go against this guy? I mean, it's impossible.
No score,
So
score.
Kieth Collins gets shut out. Well, Randy Jones, I don't know what he's thinking right now. He's got to be a little intimidated. He trails by 3. He could tie things up or even go ahead, but again, Turbo and Thunder await him.
Ready?
Maybe he can go through his legs. Nope. Turbo delivers the same kind of punch.
He lets the contender make the first move and then polishes him off.
Now look at this matchup. Talk about looking uphill, Mike.
Randy going for the single leg takedown. Thunder neutralizes him there. Now the bar arm. Randy on his back. I think Randy's supposed to be the aggressor.
No!
Thunder says nothing doing, and another shutout for Turbo and Thunder, and the score remains the same.
Randy's strong, but not strong enough. He has the technique here. He just can't muscle the big man out of the ring.
In the women's competition, Patti Stevenson and Jonnie Jonckowski tied at 9. Patti up first in Breakthrough and Conquer.
And Patti should do well in both of these events with her background as a phys ed teacher.
But Larry, I bet you none of her students look like our Gladiators. Zap will be in Breakthrough. There you see her record. Gold will be in the Conquer ring. And she is the subject of this week's Gladiator Moment.
One of my greatest Gladiator moments is whenever I tackled Wendy Brown. I mean, I know everybody on the whole squad was a little intimidated by her because she was a very big girl. And when I went out there, I had in the back of my mind, I almost thought about not even trying so hard. But I thought when they blew the whistle, I said, okay, I'm just going to go for it. And I took her down. I was excited. I was doing a little dance.
But for now, the dance will have to wait. Gold is all business in the Conquer ring. Patti Stevenson up first. Zap in breakthrough here.
Patti with a nice move. She's close, but the ref says she's out of bounds.
Zap doing a nice job of herding Patti towards the sideline, and the decision not as close as it looked. Patti gets knocked out of bounds with about 2 feet to spare. But she has one more chance to earn points in this event in the conquer ring.
Make a bad mistake here. She's trying to go high on Gold. Gold just brushes her away like a twig, but now she's got a hold of Gold's knee.
I don't think there is any effective strategy, high or low, against Gold.
Take that!
So Patti Stevenson gets shut out, and now it's Jonnie Jonckowski's turn. Let's see how our two gladiators do with our bull rider.
Jonnie, a little more direct approach, tries to spin at the last second, but misses by about a foot.
Zap fearless, she sticks her nose in there.
Zap's got a tiny little nose. You know, such a tiny person, she just sticks her face right in there.
Now let's see how Jonnie fares with Gold. Trying the high road, now the low road. Gold just too strong for Jonnie Jonckowski, and that is it.
Right here, Gold.
So our Gladiators post a shutout, and the score remains the same, 9-9.
We are halfway through our competition, and in the matchup between Kieth Collins and Randy Jones, Kieth with the 7-4 lead. After 3 events, kind of low numbers, Larry.
Well, I'm not so sure that's a lack of effort on the part of the contenders as so much as the fact that the Gladiators are warmed up and cooking.
In the women's competition, I agree with you on that point. In the women's competition, Jonnie Jonckowski and Patti Stevenson tied at 9. And right now, Jonnie joins us from the Contenders locker room. Jonnie, after 3 events, is American Gladiators everything you expected it to be?
And tougher. Yeah, it's everything and then some. But with all the pain, it's still fun. I can't hardly imagine I was going to be saying that, you know, a few days ago, that this was going to be fun, but it still is.
How does it compare to bull riding?
Boy, I tell you, I've been to a lot of rodeos where we haven't picked off as many contenders as we've been picking off here. So I think maybe this is tougher.
All right, Jonnie, 4 events to go. Stay hungry.
All right, we're ready.
We'll be back with more of the American Gladiators right after this. After 3 events in this women's preliminary round, Patti Stevenson and Jonnie Jonckowski tied at 9. Time now for them to scale our 32-foot wall.
Jonnie studying the wall, plotting her course up the wall. Not looking too happy about what's in front of her there. Patti doing the same thing. Both of our contenders have 60 seconds to make it up the wall. The first one up receives 10 points. The second one up, 5.
Again, that is providing they make it in 60 seconds or less. Jonnie Jonckowski will have Blaze after her. There you see Blaze's record in this event. On the other side of the coin, Patti will be followed up the wall by Ice.
Ready?
Patti Stevenson in the orange uniform. Jonnie Jonckowski in the yellow. Side by side they go. They have a 10-second head start. Ice following Patti up the wall. Blaze will try to drag down Jonnie. Blaze goes down. She can't hang on. Larry, I'm surprised. Women doing much better than they did in the practice sessions.
Absolutely. They're at home. Ice right on Patti's heels. She's trying to make a grab. She got a hold of the toe. She got a shoestring.
That usually spells disaster. Let's see how strong Ice is. Got the ankle. Patti Stevenson goes off. Jonnie's still working. Jonnie, if she can make it to the top successfully, and she's very, very close.
She's only got 10 seconds left.
She's got it. She'll earn 10 points. Jonnie Jonckowski, the first to top the wall. That is one happy bull rider, and she now has a 19-9 lead.
Hey, how strong is Ice? Check this out. She gets a hold of Patti's shoestring, gets a death grip on it, won't turn loose, pulls herself up by the string, grabs Patti by the ankle, and off she comes.
And Larry, you can bet that Randy Jones, who trails Kieth Collins in his preliminary round matchup 7-4, is glad that he doesn't have ice following him. Randy, an interesting background, a star high school football player in Bristol, Tennessee. Then he joined the U.S. Army. Now he's a pipe layer in Central Florida, where sometimes he travels 2.5 hours just to get to work.
The best thing, you know, is being down in the hole, working with my hands, you know, getting dirty. I mean, I come home filthy every night. I mean, my shower looks like it's black. It's unreal. But I love being in the ditch.
I wonder if this guy's got a girlfriend.
I love being in a ditch.
Our kind of guy. Well, he'll have Nitro after him. Meanwhile, Kieth Collins will be followed up by Laser.
Ready?
Again, the Contenders given a 10-second head start. Randy Jones on the left, Kieth Collins on the right. Randy, one of the better contenders during the practice sessions, moving well now. And here come the Gladiators.
Laser and Nitro taking some kind of unusual strategy. They're trying to flank the Contenders as Laser falls off. He might do a better job going directly after him.
Kieth is definitely hung up, but Randy on his way to the top.
Kieth found a foothold. He's breaking loose, but Laser's trying to close the gap.
And remember, there's a 60-second time limit, so Randy Jones, he'll be the first to the top. He'll earn 10 points. But Laser pulls Kieth Collins off.
Laser's strategy works, and he has no problem with pulling Kieth right off the wall.
And Randy Jones has regained the lead, 14-7 after 4 events. Where our Gladiators are all harnessed up, and that means one thing, it's time for swing shot.
Yes, we do. We put her in the middle on purpose. Oh.
Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. And the spring is the thing in our next fling. An event we call Swing Shot, event number 5 in this women's preliminary round between Jonnie Jonckowski and Patti Stevenson. And right now, Patti trails by 10 points, so needless to say, she needs to score as many points as she can, because coming up in a few events, the Eliminator to decide it all on who advances to the second round. Working the bungee cords for the Gladiators is Ice, Gold, and Zap. Again, the Contenders have 45 seconds to grab as many of those balls attached to that center cylinder as they can, and then spring back to the platforms and put them in the scoring pods.
Contenders ready. Gladiators ready.
There they go, Larry.
Patti launches off first, takes a point. Jonnie returns the favor. They've got to get him back into that basket for him to count, though.
Easier said than done. Both Patti and Jonnie score. The yellow ball's worth 1 point. Jonnie grabs another one. We know about her bull riding expertise. She's pretty good in midair on a bungee cord. Jonnie's got another one, Larry.
She's like picking yellow grapes out there. She's having no problem.
Here comes Patti Stevenson now. Zap will defend against her.
Patti jumped.
Oh! A bold move by Jonnie Jonckowski. She went for the blue ball that time. Those are worth 2 points if they can reach them and get them. She's going again for it.
Patti jumping a little late.
And that is it. Yeah, 45 seconds has expired. And Jonnie Jonckowski with 3 yellow balls in that cylinder picks up 3 more points. Patti Stevenson with 1 score.
Jonnie, no problem with control, gets the height, makes the score.
And as Gemini ascends the platform for his turn at Swing Shot, we want to remind you, coming up in 2 weeks, our other new event here on the American Gladiators. We call it the Maze, where the choice for the Contenders is quite simple. Either come up with the correct solution or run into this man, Laser. Coming soon and in your face, the Maze. But up now is Swing Shot. Randy has a 7-point lead on Kieth Collins. Those 2 men are harnessed in and ready to step forward and spring towards the sky. They'll have to do so against our trio of Gladiators, Turbo, Laser, and Gemini.
Randy seeming pretty at home in this event, really. With his practice rounds and so on. Mike, he's looked pretty good in this thing.
He's looked very good. Kieth, after some initial trepidations about being atop a 15-foot platform, has gotten a bit better as well.
He almost did it all at once.
Here they go.
And a big collision.
Somebody got something, and it was Kieth Collins with the yellow ball. The yellow ball's worth 1 point.
And Turbo got Gemini's fist in his face.
Keith was going for the blue that time. Keith again, and look at
Turbo knocking him away.
Keith had a yellow ball in hand, but Turbo knocked it out.
Keith coming right back. Oh, almost, Keith.
Again, 45 seconds, not much time left here.
He's got it, but can he get it in the basket?
Our referee, Larry Thompson, says no. To say that Kieth Collins and Randy are spent is an understatement. They expended every ounce of energy. And who said life was fair? Watch Randy here in the clock in the right-hand corner of your screen. Does he get it in the scoring pod in time? Absolutely not. Tough break for him. But Kieth Collins does pick up a point and now trails Randy Jones 14-8 after 5 events. Still to come on the American Gladiators, 2 more events. The next one is something we call Atmosphere. That's right, brother, get in that cage. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. The next to last event for the men, it's Atmosphere, and Kieth Collins trails Randy Jones by 6 points. Keith in the yellow Atmosphere, Randy in the red.
Our Gladiators are Nitro and Laser.
And once again, our contenders have 60 seconds to maneuver their Atmospheres into one of 4 numbered scoring pods, each goal worth 2 points. Larry, each of these Atmospheres weighs about 250 pounds. Just slightly under that. The force in which these Atmospheres will roll down those ramps, absolutely amazing. And Atmosphere is sponsored by Three Musketeers.
Ready! Ready!
Match is underway. Randy, just 160 pounds, can really get that cage moving. What a shot Nitro gives him. Kieth Collins rolled right by Laser and heading for that scoring pod. Yes, he gets it to count. Remember, Keith, the man who is behind here, he needs to pick up all the points he can.
Come on.
As it stands right now, it's 14-10. But Randy desperately trying to get into one of those scoring pods. In that particular case, pod number 3.
Randy topsy-turvy, upside down. Nitro's got him pinned all the way around the edge of the arena.
20 seconds left. Oh, come on, Randy, can you get it to settle? He's getting double teamed. Meanwhile, look at Keith, he's all alone.
Keith breaks into the open and makes an easy score over in 2, and now he's gonna go for 3.
That's worth 2 points, so now it's 14-12.
Down to 3 seconds, 2-1, and that's gonna be it.
So a dramatic victory for Kieth Collins, 2 scores worth 4 points. He now narrows the gap between him and Randy to just 2 points. That means a 1-second differential Keith will have to make up in the eliminator. You know, to make it here on the American Gladiators, all of our contenders had to travel a long, long road. Many are called, but few are chosen. And if you'd like to try out, well, here's some of the ordeal you'll have to go through. To be a contender on American Gladiators, well, first you have to be over 18. And then not only do you have to be a great athlete, you have to be ready for just about anything.
5 a.m., got up, got here, ready to go, man.
Good,
Pumped
train
up,
hard
let's do
for
it.
this.
Tryouts are held each spring around the country. There are 5 tryout stations, and if you don't complete the minimum requirement at each station, you are eliminated. First stop, the chin-up bar, where men must complete 24 chin-ups in 30 seconds. The women have to do 7. After that, it's on to the 40-yard dash, where men have to run the 40 in under 5 seconds. The women in under 6. Next up, the rope climb, where men must climb a 20-foot rope in under 10 seconds, and the women must climb a 15-foot rope in under 10. And if you thought it was over, well, guess again, because it's on to a shuttle run. The men must complete the run in under 15 seconds, the women in under 17. And finally, a nice little game of Powerball. And a few weeks later, out of more than 8,000 people who tried out, 48 hopefuls got the phone call of a lifetime.
This is Larry Zonka, and I wanted to call you and tell you to pack your bags, gal. You're coming to California.
And one of those talented and lucky contenders, this woman, Jonnie Jonckowski, who leads Patti Stevenson 22-10, which means that with 2 events remaining, this and the Eliminator, Patti will have to turn it up a notch. She's with Larry right now.
Patti, you and I spoke a little bit earlier about a thing called self-confidence and maybe sometimes having a lack of it. Right now, you've got to get yourself together and focus. You're 12 points behind, and you've got to be confident. Do you think you can focus yourself for these next 2 events?
Larry, I'm going to kick butt.
Well, that sums it up pretty good. Sounds like she's confident to me. Let's roll.
In fact, for Patti Stevenson, if the Eliminator were right now, those 12 points would mean that she'd start off with a 6-second deficit. So obviously here in Atmosphere, she needs to pick up as many points as possible to cut into Jonnie Jonckowski's lead. Jonnie will be in the yellow Atmosphere, Patti in the red, and doing battle against them, trying to stop the contenders from scoring diamond and ice. Again, our contenders have 60 seconds to roll their Atmospheres into as many scoring pods as possible, each score worth 2 points.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready!
And our referee, Larry Thompson, gets the match underway, and here comes some rolling thunder in the form of ice and diamond. Ice meets Patti head on, and look at Jonnie Jonckowski, the bull rider. The world champion has a breakaway in scoring pod number 3 and picks up 2 points.
And now Diamond's right in her face. We'll see if she can roll back in. Jonnie trying another breakaway move. Looks like she scored again on Diamond.
Ice now checking Jonnie. Patti looking for a scoring pod to go to, and again Jonnie scores. Time winding down. This wasn't the scenario Patti Stevenson wanted to unfold. That is it. Instead, it has been Jonnie Jonckowski who, if you'll pardon the pun, continues the roll. She wins at 8-2 to increase her lead to 30-12. But as we've said many times, anything can happen in the Eliminator. We'll have that next. Our women's preliminary matchup between Jonnie Jonckowski and Patti Stevenson has come down to the final event. And now the Eliminator will decide who advances to the second round. Coming into this event, Jonnie had an 18-point lead on Patti, and according to our new scoring format, each point is worth 1/2 second in time, meaning Jonnie has a 9-second head start. But believe me, that's not an impossible deficit to overcome. Can Patti pull off the fantastic finish? Let's find out. Larry Zonka's with her at the start line. Larry?
Patti, I'm not going to paint any pretty pictures. You've been through this Eliminator. You know how tough it is. You're facing a 9-second handicap. What's your frame of mind?
I got to go all out, breathe down her neck, and hope she falls, and I'm by her then.
Good luck. Let's do it.
A look at Jonnie Jonckowski and Larry. We have been there before, those nervous moments before the gun goes off. She does enjoy that 9-second head start, and in this preliminary round, we've replaced the gauntlet with an additional 8-foot wall, so it will be even tougher on our contenders. And again, our contenders can be penalized a total of 10 seconds if they fall off that handbike. There they'll be detained in this pit. On the tower for the Gladiators, ice and blades. Larry, something to keep in mind with regards to Jonnie Jonckowski. In the practice sessions, she was never able to even once make it up the treadmill, so this could be a first for her.
Those 9 seconds could turn into a little bit of a sight problem, you know what I mean? It starts to loom on your mind if you fall down that one time, then everything goes to slow motion.
Again, it's not an impossible deficit. We've seen it overcome before in previous preliminary round matchups. Jonnie gets the head start. She is struggling once again on the treadmill, pushing for all she's worth, trying to fight through. Grabbing on, and down she goes, and here goes Patti Stevenson. Patti now pushing, struggling, reaching. She's got it. Meanwhile, Jonnie Jonckowski, you talk about the hard luck kid, she still can't make it up the treadmill. However, Patti has fallen off the handbike now. That means she will be detained by a Gladiator for 10 seconds. That's her penalty down there. Jonnie Jonckowski trying desperately to get up that treadmill.
And after 3 failed attempts, Larry Thompson allows her by.
Meanwhile, here comes Patti trying to scramble across that spinning log. She has to scramble out of the pit once again. Jonnie Jonckowski pushing her way across to the hand bike. Remember, the woman who crosses the finish line first is the winner. But down goes Jonnie Jonckowski. Here's a woman whose house burned down prior to her trying out for the American Gladiators. A friend bought her a ticket to try out in Minneapolis so that she could get her mind off that tragedy. She made the tryouts, did well here. Now competing here in Los Angeles and trying to get back in this Eliminator final.
As Patti gets to the top of the platform, obviously very fatigued, but in the lead.
Patti setting herself, making sure she's got a good grip on the zip line. Down she goes. Legs high, extended. 2 final walls to overcome. Jonnie Jonckowski still struggling. That treadmill absolutely wore her out. Patti has got one eye on Jonnie Jonckowski because here she comes down the zip line. Patti can't get up over the wall. Jonnie has made up that huge deficit. Maybe good fortune will be here with her this time. She is exhausted. So is Patti. What a race! What a race! Jonnie Jonckowski looked like she was going to lose her golden moment. Somehow she maintained her composure. She crosses the finish line first. She moves on to the second round. Unbelievable!
Jonnie is one tired puppy.
And so is Patti. Literally and figuratively, she ran into the wall.
Jonnie, all those bull rides you've had during your career, you've ended up on the ground before, this time due to fatigue, not because a bull threw you off. Some race.
Oh my God, you know, the downfall I knew was gonna be my treadmill. I've been having trouble with practice. 3 or 4 times he finally let me go. Then we just got it out, and God was with me on this one, hallelujah.
Well, you move on to the next round.
And Larry, one has to really feel for Patti Stevenson. She overcame a 9-second lead, appeared to have victory in her grasp. Then all of a sudden the scales of fortune shifted against her and she flat out ran out of energy. She joins us now from the locker room. Patti, I'm not quite sure what to say. What was going through your mind? I watched you trying to climb the wall and you had one eye peeled on Jonnie Jonckowski. What were you thinking about at that time?
I was so worried about getting over that wall and not totally losing it. And in the back of my mind was that second wall I knew was over there too.
Well, it's almost not fair that you have to go home because you treated us and everyone here in Gladiator Arena to a magnificent performance, and I think you should be congratulated.
Thank you.
Keep smiling.
Okay.
So a tough moment for Patti Stevenson, but now the men are waiting in the wings for their shot at the Eliminator, and the race between Randy Jones and Kieth Collins very close. Randy has a 14-12 lead, which means he gets a 1-second head start in the Eliminator. Remember this, that Kieth Collins has been coming on very strong, and right now he's with Larry at the start line. Larry?
Kieth, you and Randy have provided us with a lot of fine entertainment, a lot of excitement all day long. Right now you're facing this Eliminator with a 1-second handicap. How do you feel about that?
Well, 1 second isn't very much, but anything can happen. So I'm going to take that 1 second, and it's like nothing.
Kieth, just make sure it doesn't happen on the hand bike. A fall there means a 7-second penalty, and Gemini and Thunder are waiting to enforce that law if need be. On the tower, it's turbo and laser. Both Randy Jones and Kieth Collins have very respectable 40-yard dash times. Randy in 4.9, Kieth in 4.7. So they should fly up this treadmill. The idea there is to stay low and keep those arms pumping. Randy with that 1-second head start. Here comes Kieth Collins. Kieth really struggling against that treadmill. And look at Randy go across on the hand bike.
Randy turning that 1 second into many more. As he piles into that cargo net. He's supposed to climb that, not dive through it, right, Mike?
Because he dove through it, he's now experiencing some problems, and Kieth is catching up a bit. Kieth dashing across that log. He's now on the cargo net. How fast he can get up that. may spell the difference between victory or defeat. Randy Jones down the zip line. Remember what happened to Patti Stevenson on the wall, but Randy disdains the rope and just goes flying over the wall. Down the final straightaway. And it is Randy Jones breaking the tape. He'll advance to the second round. And Kieth Collins demonstrating the Gladiator spirit. He knows he's beaten, but he refuses to give up.
Randy, you've provided us with a lot of excitement all day long, and never more than in the Eliminator. I see you're bleeding a little bit. Rough run.
Oh, but definitely is unreal. Competition here is fierce. Wears you out at the end of the day, completely. Trying to catch my breath.
You put up with a real pounding and dealt out some blows of your own. You're one happy fella.
Oh, most definitely. These guys here are big. I'm a small guy. I just do it what I can do.
Moves on to the second round, does Randy Jones, and certainly congratulations in order for both our runners-up as we look at Randy and Jonnie Jonckowski hugging. They will both advance to the second round, but even in defeat, Kieth Collins deserves a salute, along with Patti Stevenson. We'll have more exciting preliminary round competition, but that's it for now from American Gladiator Arena in Los Angeles. For Larry Csonka, I'm Mike Adamle saying so long. See you again next week, everyone.